Here's a quick cut preview of an upcoming episode of the Work It, Live It, Own It podcast. Let me ask you this, because this is what this podcast is truly about. Everybody has their hero, heroine story, how they started, where they are now, and you have a successful, thriving business, but every successful entrepreneur faces its challenges. Can you tell us about some of the setbacks you've encountered and the strategies you've used to overcome them to continue building a thriving business?
I thank you for asking that, because we do see a lot of these self-anointed gurus and experts out there on social media that seem to just figure it out overnight, overnight successes. Maybe there's some out there, but that's not reality as a whole. I have gone through my fair share of struggles, personally, professionally, in life. It took me, I've had a very roundabout way to where I am today. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been linear. I could have stuck with a corporate job earlier on in my career and just kind of put my head down and, gone with the flow. That wasn't me. That wasn't in my character, my persona, maybe a bit of stubbornness, but I knew I needed to create something that allowed me a little bit more autonomy, independence, freedom, creativity, collaboration, and of course, purpose in my life. Like I said, starting out in my business, me, myself, and I, saying yes to a lot of things. And quite frankly, over a couple of years, looking back and really not even recognizing myself or what I had created, proud of the work, but working with certain clients and certain projects that didn't feel aligned. It felt like work. It felt like I was working for the business rather on the business. And wait a minute, isn't this just a typical job? That's led to burnout, physical, emotional, mental. That's led to anxiety and stress. That's led to, some mental health struggles and issues, quite frankly. And, even at our peak as a business, revenue, client-wise, it felt unfulfilling at times. And it took being brought to my knees, where within a matter of 3 to 4 months, we went from pretty much our best month and quarter to date to almost being completely wiped out for a variety of reasons, losing clients, losing revenue, going through some personal struggles, death of a mentor, health issues. I mean, it was, taking body blows and being brought to your knees instead of hanging up and saying, all right, well, I give up. Let's try something different. It actually gave me the resolve and the resilience to dig a little bit deeper and really think hard and long and deep about what it was I wanted out of life and my business and my career. And that was kind of, for me, that path and pursuit of purpose and finding that for myself. And it is a constant affair. I don't think there is hey, I made it. It is an everyday endeavor, but, I consider my purpose to help others discover and develop theirs and turn it into the life and business of their dreams. So that was necessary. I don't recommend everyone wait until they're brought to their knees to dig deep and find that. But I can tell you, it has not been an easy journey. It can be lonely. It can be isolating. Another bit of wisdom I wish I would have given my former self is really align yourself with a great mentor or coach, someone to be by your side. As an entrepreneur, it's tough. We wear the weight of the world on our shoulders. I think what's worked for me and helping build resilience is mindset, really first and foremost, learning to set healthy boundaries in work and life, learning to, as my former mentor said, get your mind right, working truly hard on my mental health day in, day out, to take care of me, put on my own oxygen mask first, right, at times, and try to, continuously each and every day, take one step closer towards that pursuit of purpose. What is it that is fulfilling me, and what am I meant to be doing in this life? I know that kind of sounds a little bit maybe flighty and cliche to some people, but at least in my journey, one of the biggest setbacks was dealing with mindset and mental health, and all the success and revenue in the world wasn't going to fix that. It was me.
Right. Because at the end of the day, we all have to look at ourselves in the mirror and like what we see within ourselves. And if we can start there mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and be fit in those circles, in those areas, then we can effectively, passionately, with purpose, show up in our everyday lives, in our businesses as well. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because everyone has their highs and lows. We all have highs and lows in our business. Especially if we have them in our personal life, we're going to have them in business as well. So thank you for taking time to actually share some of your story with us. And guys, this is what this podcast is about. It is about giving you some practical tips and strategies along the way, but it's also sharing things that I wish I learned when starting a business and bringing on other people who are sharing their story, their passion, their purpose in life, but also sharing the hindsights in their business as well. So if you find that this episode resonates with you, download this episode, bookmark it, save it. Most importantly, share it with others who align with this same type of message.